Welcome to A Simple Life with Cal, Clint, and Clay's over there. There he is. All right, let's check on Herman's garden. How's your garden doing, Herman?
Oh, just take a chair and sit down. Oh, look, see up there? The pole beans start to pop up.
There you go. Pole beans are starting to pop up. He soaked them for about 4 or 5 days, and then he planted and he's watered them in. And there's his butter lettuce over there. And then there's just a general splattering of kale mixed in. And what'd you plant over here, Herman?
Beets.
Beets. Okay, yeah.
I
So
got beets.
these are the beets. So he put a bunch of stock beets in.
They're coming up spotty, but I got all together. I got quite a bit coming up.
Yeah, I see that.
And tonight when it gets
There's the leeks.
Yeah, and then I got one row of onions coming in. They're starting to pop up here and there. And then I got a whole row of potatoes in.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
The potatoes are not up yet, but they're coming.
It's looking beautiful.
When it gets cooler, I gotta do some weeding over there.
Okay, your peppers are looking good.
And over there in the arches there, I got the Hopi squash.
The lovage right here. Oh, you put Hopi squash in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I water them every day now until they start breaking through the ground.
Oh, okay.
If I don't do that, the ground makes kind of a crust, and then they can't come through. See?
Yeah, yeah.
So I give them a drink of water every day until they break through the ground. You know.
Very good, very good.
And this here I gotta weed that, and this evening when it gets cooler, I'm gonna weed all this here.
Okay. All right.
That's about it.
Very good.
But the beans, I'm tickled that the beans gonna make it. Some of them are the little white ones, the ones you can eat right away, and the other ones are the big ones, the big magic.
Oh, okay.
The big magic beans that the Drago brought over from Romania.
Okay. All right.
They're very, very nice beans. Very nice.
Yeah, yeah. If you guys have ever had lovage, this lovage is great, and it's great for a couple reasons. It just tastes good.
Tastes like celery.
It's like a spicy celery. To be honest, I think it'd be great. It dried and crushed into like a powder for curry. It actually tastes like a celery with a little curry on it. It's very good. It is a hot day out. I'm gonna tell you that much right now. We got a lot done last night before it got dark. I'll explain what we got done. Right now, the boys are clearing out this old raised bed. I told you I was gonna rebuild that raised bed, and I am gonna rebuild that raised bed. But for right now, clear it all out, and we're gonna put some watermelons in there. Okay, so we have potatoes in the first 2 rows, 2 rows of kale, 2 more rows of kale. I know it's a lot of kale, but it'll be okay. We'll use it all, don't worry about that. And then we have onions in this row, and leeks in this row. They go almost all the way down. Then we got all our tomatoes in, and you guys saw that. We have irrigation going all the way down. Now I did do something a little different with my irrigation, okay? And here's what I did that was different with my irrigation, is I put in these little nozzles, okay? And these nozzles only irrigate right here. There's nowhere else on this pipe that irrigates, only where the nozzles are. Well, down here I didn't put any nozzles in, because I wasn't sure what we were gonna plant, if we were gonna plant anything at all. So because I wasn't sure what we were gonna plant, or if we were gonna plant anything at all, there's no nozzles down there. We're gonna put a row of lettuce in and a row of carrots. The carrots I know will be fine. The lettuce, I think it's a little too late. I was talking about that yesterday, but Herman told me that he thinks it's fine. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm getting these full of water, so they'll start dripping. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna put my carrot seeds right over the holes where they're dripping. This is our butter lettuce seed. This is our seed off of our butter lettuce in the past, as well as like our kale was the same thing yesterday. So it's got a little bit of extra material in it. So I'm just gonna put a pinch in each hole. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move my irrigation line out of the way. I'm gonna find a dark spot. I'm gonna move the soil. I'm gonna put a pinch in. I'm gonna cover it up. So I'm gonna do that all the way along, just a pinch. Give it a little tap. Put a little soil on top of it. So I'm planting. You know, I just had a talk with the boys. I don't always share this stuff, but I'm gonna share this with you. Talking with the boys, and they're asking why we're working when it's just so stinking hot out. Now, we are really blessed because we get a nice cool breeze coming out of these ravines, which is really nice. And so when it blows the right way, it's nice and cool, like right now. But they were asking, oh, why do we have to do this in the sun? I said, well, because when work has to get done, it has to get done. And I realized I had an opportunity to share with them really what it means to work. And I think that's something that every father needs to teach his kids. And I say father specifically, and I'm not saying that moms don't have the ability to teach that or can teach that. I say fathers because I really think we're in a day and age where the father needs to be challenged in the house. That's coming from a father that's looking around and realizing, I feel like a dying species. Like slowly, we're going extinct if we don't wake up. All right, I'll get off my high horse. Let's get this all planted. Well, it's not swollen, it's dry, it's a dry scab. I don't know how he got it, but he's got a little cut right above his eye. It doesn't look too bad. It just looks like it's scabbed over. I'm not gonna worry about it. All right, let's take a look at the goats and see what they're looking like. Somebody's lost most of their coat. The rest of you guys look good. Look at you, all laying about, frolicking in the shade, nibbling on some goodies. You can see they're down here nibbling. These guys, now this is spring, so these guys are really spoiled right now. But they are looking good. They are breathing pretty heavy. But we're on a pretty hot day. This is a pretty hot day for us. Generally, 85 is, we'll have a couple days over the course of the summer that'll get up into 100, but that's about it. I mean, we generally don't end up with a really hot summer. So we're gonna go for a little bit of a walk, the boys and I. We have a nice day. It's been nice and dry here for spring, but everything's still wet and green, obviously. So we got some old burn piles that didn't go off or when last fall we didn't get them going, start them up. So we're going to see if we get either of these guys going. Right now we start getting some nice updrafts coming out of these ravines, and so it's a perfect opportunity to start them and let that updraft kind of feed oxygen into them. Yep, right at the bottom, underneath. Yeah, there you go. Aim into the ground, kind of. Yeah, there you go. All right, buddy, that's all you need. That's it. Good job, that'll go. So there you can see how quickly, it doesn't take much for that blackberry bramble to start going. I mean, it literally just, it's tender dry almost immediately. Well, you can see why I'm so adamant about trying to clean that stuff up. Because when it goes, it just almost instantaneously just goes. So we've gone through and done a lot of clearing in here. There was a lot of just junky old dead stuff we cleared out. Some stuff we cut back, but for the most part it was junky dead stuff. All the big stuff is left. That whole pile looks tiny now because all the blackberry burned off. That's how quickly it burns off. I'm gonna let the boys get stakes. I'm going to go up here and start working on some grafting. Why am I cutting the trees again? Well, I want fresh bark. I want everything nice and fresh, so that way my scion will take. The whole idea is that if the scion wood will take, then I'll have, well, fresh trees. So the ones I'm working with right now are going to be Muchu. It's one of my favorites, and you can see these have stayed, they were in a refrigerator with just a little bit of water. This is barely damp. When I say barely damp, just damp enough to keep everything nice and moist. So now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do this. This is an experiment. I've done my research. I figured out what I think is gonna work. We're gonna try it. This is like a lot of things in my life. I'm just gonna try. I'm just gonna do it, see what happens. If I fail, well, you'll get to see me fail. All right, so I'm gonna make my first cut right here in, and then I'm gonna turn that blade until it starts to rip that layer back a little, okay? Do the same thing right here in until it kind of stops. And then I'm gonna turn that blade until it starts peeling that bark back just a little, okay? We'll get my, now this is probably short enough. I'll just use this right here and it'll have a bud on the end, and we'll try that out. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. So we're going to slide this in here. Just like that. All right, and we'll do the same thing over here with a new piece. All right. Okay, so this piece has second year and first year, and I can see the break right here, and I don't know why I did that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do an experiment. I'm going to do one right here with first year, and then I'm going to try one with second year. And let's see what happens, because I have no idea. I truly have no idea. So let's just try that. Okay, nice and sharp and pretty good. Come over here, twist, open that bark up, slide this right in, okay? Just like that. Okay, we're gonna do, like I said, we're gonna do one more with that second year growth just to see what happens, because I have no idea. I've never done this before, so let's fail together. All right, well, let's keep going and just see how this goes. So it's going along nicely. It feels very natural. It feels like this is, I'm doing it right, to be honest. Now, what do I mean by it feels like I'm doing it right? Well, you kind of, I don't know. I always get like a feel of like, oh, this makes sense. This is what, like, you're making sure the cambium layers are touching, all that kind of stuff. It seems to be what makes sense. I have about 7 trees done. I have 4 more trees to do on this row. So I'm gonna get them done right now. Like that. Nice, and then we'll go, let me see, we've got 1, 2, 3. We'll go 3 eyes up and we'll cut it. And we'll do the same thing over here. And we want this to go, yeah, like that. That's about pretty much straight, but that's fine. Oh, that's perfect right there. Come in there. If you think I'm doing this like a dummy, please let me know. I'd love to know better ways. I've done some research, and this is what I've kind of come away with, is this is the way to do it. There are other ways that graft, I think, are stronger grafts, but they're more complex. So because I have no experience, I'm going to do the method that looked like I would have the highest success rate. And so for me, it's all about success rate. If I can get about 50% on these, I'll be happy. That's what it looks like when I'm done. Thank you so much for joining us today on A Simple Life. I really appreciate it. I can't say that enough. I hope you enjoy your time with us, and have a good night. Bye.